So there's this video of a guy who trained his pet bird to fly down the street and gather coins and bills and bring them back to his drawer. It's a fascinating video to watch. In a way, it's a form of passive income, and people are trying to replicate that in the real world, thinking it works the same. They spend thousands of dollars on programs selling them the magic formula of building the money machine of their dreams. All they have to do is turn it on, sit back, and the money will soon start pouring in while they're drinking Mai Tais on the beach in Bali. As you'd expect, that's not how things work. In this video, we'll break down what passive income actually means, so you don't fall into the same trap. Welcome to Alux. The problem with passive income. When Robert Kiyosaki published Rich Dad, Poor Dad in 1997, it was one of the best books on financial education on the market. It was a great place to start for people willing to educate themselves, and we actually recommended it multiple times. We still have our copies. The main premise of the book is that the poor and middle class work for money, while the rich make money work for them. And while in some scenarios that's technically true, it didn't paint the full picture. The phrase "make money work for you" is as appealing as it is deceiving. It assumes that A, you have a ton of cash lying around, and B, there are opportunities all over the place to 10x your money with very minimal effort. Kiyosaki's idea of passive income is prohibitive to broke people or those with poor credit scores. It's not bad advice, it just doesn't apply to most people. Over the years, people started to get really drawn to this whole passive income scheme. In their mind, it's a perfect solution, simply too good to ignore. Do a little now and make money in your sleep for the rest of your life. But as all things in life, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. So let's take a look at the definition. Passive income is a revenue stream from a source you don't actively participate in. In other words, do nothing and money comes to you. The definition is somehow vague and loose because the term was promoted largely by bad actors. Not even state regulators can decide what passive income actually means and how to tax it. The online financial education industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry largely based on bullshit and false promises, with the word passive income as its crown jewel. It has all the right ingredients needed, no experience required, work from the comfort of your home, and anyone can do it. But in order to not be sold fake dreams, you first need to understand how, quote, passive income works. The only real passive income. There really are only two revenue streams that closely resemble the definition of passive income. 1, investing, and 2, real estate. That's it. These are the only two things that will net you a revenue with minimal involvement on your part. And even those segments are full of scammers. Just look at the YouTube comments section for the past couple of months. It's full of scammers promoting fake investment opportunities to steal your money. We hope that no one from our community was fooled by that, but a lot of people in general have been. In terms of investing, it's straightforward. You buy a piece of a company at its current valuation in the hopes the company will grow in the future and your share with it. Later on, you sell the share at a profit, and that's largely it. Now, the topic obviously has some more depth to it, but that's the general premise. When it comes to real estate, it functions on the same base. You buy something now in the hopes of it increasing in value in the future. You sell the property at a profit, and that's about it. These are the two ways to make passive income with little to no involvement on your part besides the act of purchasing the asset. Anything else is not passive income. Now, the biggest problem with the phrase passive income is that people confuse it with revenue streams and act like those are super easy to make. Passive income versus revenue streams. There's no such thing as a passive revenue stream. It's quite the opposite, actually. It's a lot harder, and it takes a huge amount of work to build good revenue streams. No one is going to just hand you one. Let's look at renting as an example. The most stupid-proof way to build a revenue stream is to buy a property and rent it to other people. The reason this works so well is because it has both sides of the coin. 1. Your property will appreciate over time, and 2. You earn rent. But just because it's stupid-proof doesn't mean it's easy. You have to first have the capital required to buy the property. Then you need knowledge of the housing market in your area. Then you have to actively invest in it to make it rental ready. Then you have to figure out the best return on your investment for renting. Is Airbnb good in your area? Are college students actively looking for long-term rentals? Then you need to find a team to manage the property for you. The list goes on and on and on, way longer than you'd expect. This is just the simplified version. And we know this because we have a couple of properties in our portfolio. You see, building a revenue stream requires a lot of involvement on your part, especially early on. It's quite the opposite of passive. In time, your involvement will be reduced to maintenance, but that's a long way to go. Another thing to keep in mind is that during the building of this revenue stream, it will earn you zero money. And it can take a couple of months to a couple of years to get things going. Now, we don't want to scare you with this, we just want to help you understand how things work, so you don't fall into the same trap that countless other people fall into every single day. Now, next up, let's look at the types of revenue streams and how to build them. We'd like to split these up into 3 parts for easier understanding. So 1 is volume-based. This is the most basic form of a revenue stream, and it includes everything you make for a third party that sells it on your behalf. Let's take stock websites as an example. People create for others to use through a third party. Every time someone downloads your content, you get a portion of the fee. This model is heavily based on quantity. If you're a photographer, for example, you'll need hundreds and hundreds of high-quality photos hosted on these websites. The more content you have, the more chances you get for someone to buy something you made, earning you a commission. And since there's pretty much no barrier of entry, you'll compete with other photographers who also upload hundreds and hundreds of photos. In low-income countries with little job opportunities, this can be a valid thing to do. But keep in mind, most websites offer between 20 and 60% royalty, and with photos going for as little as $1, you'll be earning pennies. We'll also include here anything defined by low commission and high volume. 2. Premium shared revenue. This works the same as the first model, but your focus is on quality over quantity. Think of masterclass, where industry leaders teach students the intricacies of their craft. Keyword here being industry leaders. There's no room for trash here. You either are really good at what you're doing or you're out. This is a great way for people with actionable skill sets to teach other people. If you're really good at something, teaching others to do it is a great next step. And 3, full ownership. You build a product that you own 100% and sell it to a large audience by leveraging technology. In other words, building a business. At the end of the day, a business is essentially a revenue stream for you, and building a business is the farthest thing from being passive. To give you a real-world benchmark, you're doing well if you have around 7 revenue streams bringing in at least $10,000 a month. And we have a detailed video on how to build extra revenue streams, which you can watch next by clicking in the top right corner. Now, some important notes to remember from this video. The closest thing to the definition of passive income is investing or real estate. Anything else is called an extra revenue stream, and they all require a lot of work, knowledge, and skill to put it into place. There's no such thing as a passive revenue stream. They are doable, and a lot of people are living off multiple revenue streams of income. The barrier of entry is indeed low, so anyone can take a shot at it. If you're going for volume, find products with the best commission. We recommend at least 40%, and do as much work and research as you can. And if you're going for premium, pour your sweat and heart into the best learning experience you can make to teach other people. And if you're going for a business, well, that's a different video. Now, as a thank you for sticking with us until the end, we of course have a bonus on passive income. There is one new way of earning an actual passive income through crypto stacking. The process is either extremely complicated or really simple, depending on your level of understanding. The way this works is you stake your coins to be used in verifying and securing transactions on the blockchain, and you earn a percentage reward over time. Now, the drawbacks behind it. 1. If you don't do your homework and research, you will most likely lose all of your money. 2. The tokens need to be vested for a certain period of time, in which you don't have access to them. And 3. You need a decent amount first for the rewards to be significant. Now, this tidbit is for people who educated themselves on crypto and are active in the market. But like we've said before, it takes around 50 to 100 hours to educate yourself on a topic. If you're in dire need to invest in something, invest in yourself.